Hey guys, and welcome. We are down in Blighttown, as I mentioned in the last part. We'll be heading down here to get our pyromancy where it needs to be, and to go to the Great Hollow while we're here, because we'll get some goodies there as well. So you're going to want to come to this pillar just to the right of the water wheel when you're coming down it, and it's here you'll find Quaylana. Now you'll want to use purple moss probably, so you don't have to worry about dying from poison while you're in the menu. I've had that happen before, actually. So you're going to want to pick up Great Combustion, and I also recommend you pick up another regular Combustion. That might be nice for a double attuning in certain areas. And spend the rest of your souls on upgrading the Pyromancy Flame. You probably got a ton of souls from farming the Dark Race. I only actually did one run down there, and that's all you'll actually need to do. You can do more if you want, though. I'm using all of my souls, all of my consumable souls. This is another time where I would recommend doing that. We're going to want to get our flame as high as we possibly can. So I would recommend doing a large shard run on your way over here. It's just a convenient use of your time. You have to get over here, you might as well pick up some shards on the way. You'll be poisoned, but don't worry about it, as long as you're not about to die. Head through the illusionary wall, pick that up, and head through the second illusionary wall. And head down to the bonfire. We don't need to heal or cure ourselves, because when we rest at the bonfire, it'll do that for us. And here we are. Now, this area is a pain. I mean, I'll tell you that right now. I mean, it's a collection of thin walkways with no railings. But I'll show you guys how to get through it. You actually don't have to go that far. You might have seen that crystal lizard just then. That's where we're going. So drop down to the right, just walk off. You don't need to jump. If you jump or roll, you might go too far. So head your way up this route, jump down onto this way, and there's going to be a couple over here. That one was going to disappear, but this one will be in here, and he's going to run into his little hole. You're going to want to use leap attacks on him when he's in there, because leap attacks don't bounce off the walls, and so you won't have that happen and he won't get away. You have to keep hitting him or else he will disappear. Now, for the Great Hollow, there's a trick where you can well, not log out, but you can exit and reload, and there's a chance that the crystal lizard will reappear. Now, I did that about 8 times before I got him to actually finally appear. So you will have to do this more times than I show. I edited it down to just the one that worked. But most of these I'm doing, 8, 9, 10 times before it works. So just keep that in mind. I would recommend you get, well, I'm sure most of you on the PC are probably using DS Fix already. Get that if you don't have it. And turn on the feature that allows you to skip the menus. Well, not the menus, the splash screens where it says, like, the developer and the producer, or the publisher, that sort of thing. Because skipping those will save you a ton of time when you're exiting and coming back. It'll save you a lot of trouble. So down here you can grab a shiny, but we're gonna head back up here. I was wandering around a little bit. I don't know this area 100%, but I did figure it out here. So jump down this way again, and instead of going all the way around, you're going to want to jump up onto this route. And stay away from the left side of this route, because you can get stuck in there pretty good. It can be hard to get out, and when you get out, you might fling yourself off the cliff. So stay on the right side of it. or the dead center. You don't want to slide off the right either. But carefully drop it down into this area. There's going to be 3 crystal lizards here. So one of them's already spawned, and he almost got away. Be careful of that. Make sure you're right on top of him, because you don't want him to get away. That's another, 7 to 10 loading screens you have to go through. So that one's down. Gonna heal up, exit, come back. Again, did this about 8 times. And there's our second one. And he gives us a slab. Now, note that I'm wearing my gold serpent ring, and I have a humanity. You'll want to do that as well. You could even bump that up to 10 humanity if you're feeling really greedy. And there's the last one. Get a chunk off that. And there's another one in here, actually. So 4 total in this area. Leap attacks are very effective. They do a lot of damage to them, and it stuns them easily. They have a big area of effect, so it's less likely that you'll miss. But you'll want to homeward bone out at that point, and head down this way. Now we can grab a couple shinies here. You can grab this one right here, and you might actually want to just homeward bone out if you try to get this chunk. I would recommend that. I went down this way, and it's a big mess. If you go down that way, you have to approach this area from the bottom, and here's why you don't want to do that. It is so hard to get over that little half-inch nub of terrain. It's just a mistake on the part of the map creators. Whoever made this part, I want to strangle them, because I've been stuck on this part so many times. Look how long it's taking me to get over this thing. Like, I was gonna skip this, but I want to show you guys exactly how long it takes. And that was all sped up, obviously. It takes a long time to just kind of finagle with it and eventually hope you can get through. I think I was stuck in there for like 10 minutes once. I like refused to give up because I was like, there's no way this is beating me. So there's 2 more on here. Again, gonna take quite a few tries. Definitely recommend that feature of DS Fix where you can skip the splash screens. And there we go. There's only 1 left. I don't believe I missed any. Now, if you follow the regular path down, you'll come to this area. It's right above the basilisk den, and the crystal lizard is right here. And now, I knocked him off, but there's a branch down there. I thought he landed on it and survived and was going to disappear. Nope. But he was nice enough to give us a slab, so that's something. Now, look at all the stuff we have. 8 large shards, 11 chunks, and 3 slabs. Not shabby at all. We're going to want to probably upgrade our armor with a lot of this here. The only thing to pay attention to is you'll want 8 chunks. You can spend everything else, but you want 8 chunks in 1 slab. So be very careful about that. Don't spend more than 1. Don't accidentally, do an upgrade that costs 2 when, you only have 9 and you think it costs 1. So you can upgrade your stuff, just be careful. So leave myself with exactly 8, because that's how much we'll need for the lightning club. And with that done, let's head out of Blighttown. So we're going to take the Sen's shortcut, go through the cage, just run through, you'll be just fine. And we're heading back to Anor Londo. So make your way over to the elevator. And we'll speed along here. I'm equipping poison arrows there. We won't actually need those, and I'll show you why. Well, actually, we could need them, but we can't use them, so... Now, I sped this part up. I mean, standard gargoyle. I mean, it's the same gargoyles as the ones you fight on top of the church, so nothing really new here. I was trying to get his tail, and so it took me a little while to do that. This guy was trolling me. He was dodging using his invincibility frames on his dodge. Look at that, right there. Yeah. But finally got it, and then I decided it was time for a literal ass-kicking. Boop! And I just unloaded on his ass in a totally not gay way. This guy gets inappropriate. Anyways, you'll want to head up this buttress. That's what it's called, a buttress. Be careful for the bouncing camera. When the camera passes through tight areas like that, it can bounce left and right, and it can, well, cause you to throw yourself off the side, so don't want to do that. You can backstab that guy or just two-handed beat on him. These guys are actually really dangerous. They have a very fast combo. They're not so bad since we have the wolf ring, but still very dangerous. They attack very quickly, and then the combo itself that follows up is really quick. So they can deal a lot of damage, and they don't bounce off your shield, so it doesn't stun them. So they can be a little tricky. So carefully make your way across the rafters. These guys are going to throw knives at you. He's going to always go left. You're going to want to go right. That way you can get to this nice little area to fight him in. And won't have to worry about trying to get past him on that thin walkway. He almost killed himself right there. But just be patient. I'm being very impatient, and whoops, almost killed myself. But we're still okay. I probably should have just, well, you'll see. Right here, you can use the crossbow trick. Now, I actually mess it up here, but if you headshot the guy on the left, it will stagger him backwards and he'll fall off. You won't have to fight him. So I was trying to line it up here. It's not perfect. I mean, even with just the bow, it can be hard to determine. So I ended up just hitting him. I wouldn't recommend trying to re-equip this stuff, because, yeah. I almost got hit with a knife there. So that can be a little dangerous. But should have done this the first time. Boop! Simple enough. Now, you can fight this last one, but if you're feeling up to it, here's what I recommend. It's not a very hard jump. It's pretty much a straight shot, and you can land on that pretty easy. Otherwise, just go forward and fight him. I mean, plain and simple. Just be patient, keep your shield up, wait for a good opening before you attack. And you'll want to kill him first. I kind of figured this would happen, but I thought it would be kind of funny anyways to take him with me. But then I was like, yeah, fighting him and a gargoyle at the same time maybe wasn't the smartest plan. So I pulled back a little bit. But the moral of this story, this little segment here, is, yeah, kill that guy before you actually turn the thing. Misjudging my leap distance. This guy's trolling me, rolling around, leap attacking. These painted guardians, they got some skills. He's baiting me, doing running attacks. Just outside of the range. Look at this guy. Oh well, not good enough. And I shouldn't have grabbed this, but I was so curious of what it might be, and it was. It was the painted guardian sword. That was actually really cool. That's actually a really, really good dex weapon. The range is fairly short, but the moveset is really cool. I would not recommend fighting this gargoyle in this closed area. Just a small little area. It would be hard to maneuver. And this is going to look like a mistake, but I actually do it on purpose. I wanted to heal up, and I knew that the fall wouldn't kill me. And a lot of the times, he'll actually jump off there. And the fall will hurt him, and while he's falling, we could get some free hits. But it didn't work out that way. I did a leap attack. I was playing around. I wasn't sure if that could stagger him. Almost did. See, on the second hit, it actually did stagger him, so it was very close. Now, you can two-hand these guys to stagger them pretty easily, but it's a judgment call. So, when we're coming up right here, yeah, I go two-hand and decide to just unload on him. Because, yeah, it staggers them pretty quick and does quite a bit of damage. So it's a great way to finish them, actually. If they're like 3 hits away, 3-4 hits away, it's a good way to finish it. So run along here, make sure you're topped off, because we're going to have to run through this guy. We do not want to be killed by him. He can be pretty tricky to dodge. So we want to make sure that we don't get killed by him. We got plenty of flasks, won't really need them. This part's basically do or die. Either you're gonna just die and never have time to heal, or you're gonna do it and you'll be fine. Now, these guys throw these little spears. Now, you could hear him. He actually, well, he did throw one, and I turned around and shielded right when he did, but he hit the ground. That second time he threw it, didn't hit the ground, and actually hit me. So I'm just being cautious here. I'm just waiting for them to kind of hang back or get stuck like that. I just don't want them throwing spears. Run around, get these guys really quick. It shouldn't be too hard to kill them, just because with great combustion, it staggers them, and two hits will do it. So it shouldn't be too hard to kill these guys. You'll want to leave a couple combustions left over. Now, I was testing out poison arrows. I didn't think this would work, but with most characters, if you're on a character that can actually use bows, you can hit these guys, poison them, and they'll die over time. But on these guys, it just bounces off, and the poison effect doesn't actually happen, even though it hits them. And so you're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way, the kind of difficult way. I know a lot of players might have some trouble with this. But basically, run up here, keep running, because those spears can slip through the guard. I usually like to wait until this guy stops firing. So this is my timing for this. If you do it this way, you should be just fine. Just walk. A lot of players think they gotta run, but no. If you run, then it will set up the timing in such a way where the archer on the left can hit you. If you just walk up to that point, he won't hit you. His timing will be off. He'll hit the building that's between the two of you. See, now I'm parrying this guy. I know a lot of people might have trouble with this. But watch for the swing I parry. The one where they raise their hand up and kind of twist and swing around, that's the one you're looking for. That one's really easy to parry. Just as soon as they start twisting that sword around, watch their hand, hit parry, and you'll do it just fine. You also want to save some of those great combustions, which shouldn't be a problem, because that's another option. Wait for his flurry of attacks to stop, and then get a combustion in there. You're safe from the other archer, so just be patient, don't fall off, and hit him with those combustions. It should only take 2, maybe 3 to kill those guys. But overall, I think most of you guys can handle that. I mean, it's basically just shield until he stops attacking and combust, or if you can parry him, and they are very easy to parry, that's what you're going to want to do. Now, you're also going to want to run up here, and you get 2 shots at this before the Silver Knight shows up. And you're going to want to jump just like that. Stay close to the center of the stairwell, and just jump in a straight line towards that walkway, and you'll make it. It's not a very hard jump. A couple tries and you'll get it. If the Black Knight or the Silver Knight catches up to you, kill him and then just try it. If you head through the door on the right of that walkway, you can go down there and open up the shortcut. We'll walk through it later, so you guys will see. And so here's the Lightning Club, finally, +5 Lightning Club. So now we have the best weapon we can use in the game, and it's actually not that bad. I'd recommend spending your excess souls, because guess where we're going next? Big and Smalls. And fighting them, you're likely to lose your souls. So abandon everything that you don't want to lose. Spend it on something. You're going to want to head over here to open the shortcut. Bait those knights into coming up the stairway up there where the archer is, because that gives you time to open it so they don't catch up to you. And alright, Piggy and Smells, here we go. Oh. Okay, so this fight, this fight's not that easy. It took me quite a few tries, maybe 5 tries, maybe 5, 6 tries, but mostly because I was actually trying to kill Smo first. And here's the shortcut that you can... Oh, and you know, actually, we're going to do this first. Before we fight them and get carried away, we're going to want to run down here, grab Havel's stuff. This will be important later. So open these 4. These 4 are fine. This last one is a mimic, which you can kill very easily with the club. Just 3 smacks will do it. You can do it before he even gets a chance to attack. But yeah, I was killing Smo first, and now that's the easy way. That's the easy first one. Smo is easier to kill first than Ornstein. But fighting Super Ornstein for a lot of players I know is absolutely insane. He's very difficult for a lot of players, and so that's why I'm going to fight Super Smo. And it's really just the easiest way overall. Now, if you know Ornstein really well, he's super easy, but it's not. He is hard. He's very hard. It takes a while to figure him out. So if you want to do it that way, go for it. I wouldn't recommend it though. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you the easier way here of fighting Ornstein first, killing him first. Now, he has lightning resistance, and again, that's one reason that fighting Super Ornstein is so bad, because he actually gains lightning resistance, I believe, and is even more resistant to our main weapon. So, we're not going to be able to kill him with just a few combustions, and the club doesn't do a lot of damage. He's very agile, and so he'll dodge a lot of those combustions. And so, overall, it's a big mess. I mean, the primary thing is that he's very fast, very strong, and very resistant to our main attack. So, I think I've hit that enough, but... So, here's what's going on. I mean, I'm using these pillars to defend myself. I'm baiting them into attacking near the pillars. And that gives me an extra line of defense because they can't get as far as they want to be. You also want to try to get them evenly spaced so that they'll attack at the same time. That way your window of opportunity to attack is the same. You don't have to worry about one attacking you while the other isn't. Another important AI trait of Smo is that if you get close to him, he'll almost always jump away from you. A lot of his attacks also go over you if you're right up next to him. But just keep an eye out, keep an ear out for that charge attack as well. And keep your shield up. I'm actually making a lot of use of the shield. The one thing you want to avoid with shielding that can break our guard is when Ornstein hits you and then Smo comes in with his running smash. That's just about the only thing that can break our guard and deal a good amount of damage. Now, fighting Super Smo, this is what makes him easy. I'm getting him stuck on this pillar. Ornstein has been known to jump over those pillars. So, that can be a mess. For that vertical smash, make sure you dodge right if you are close to him. You can dodge back if you have a pillar between you and him. Now, I'm two-handing. You could even play this safer and go shield on him. He has lightning, so he will hurt us through the shield. but it will prevent us from being one-shotted. And there's a couple things he does that I think is capable of doing that. But primarily what you're waiting for, you're going to want to just bait him into attacking. And you're looking for vertical down smashes like that one. Those have the longest delay for him. The running attack, you can do that then too, but it also that's risky. He might do his butt pound if you do take advantage of that time frame. If you want to play it very safe, which is what I'm doing, just wait for those vertical down smashes. Those are the ones with the biggest window. Now that move is dangerous. That can one-shot you, even if you're not caught right under it. That's one of the few moves in the game that can actually one-shot you. But you have plenty of time to get out of there. That's again one reason why I recommend only taking advantage of the downward smashes, because that will lower your chances of being caught in that butt pound. Got snagged here on the run because I misjudged with my timing, got a little greedy. And that's the biggest thing here, guys. Just don't get greedy. Wait for your good windows of opportunity. But for that butt pound, like, as soon as you attack him, roll backwards or walk backwards. Basically just get out of there as quick as you can. And just assume that he's going to do the butt pound. If he does go for it, you're going to want to get 2 rolls distance out of there and you'll be okay. But doing this strategy, he's rarely going to do that. In fact, I think that's the only time he does that in this fight. And it is a bit of a slow fight this way, but I'm showing you guys the whole thing here because I want you guys to see exactly how it goes. And you saw right there, 3 hits in a row will actually stagger him. I don't know what that's about. He was just he just had a little brain fart. He was like, wait, what am I doing? But yeah, that swing, that horizontal swing of his, if you hug his little tummy, it'll go right past you. So you can take advantage of that as well. Again, that's a risk. You're running a risk. It'll speed up the fight, but it's risky. And as you can see, even doing it this way doesn't take that long. And it's been very safe for me, and there we go. I mean, that's it. Beginning the smalls down. It's not that hard. The biggest problem is just killing Ornstein first. And again, just make use of those pillars. Try to get them to both attack you at the same time. And that's pretty much the basics of it. Keep an ear out for Smo's charge attack. That's the biggest thing that'll screw you up in that fight. But otherwise, just keep your shield up, wait for your chance, and don't get greedy. And here we are, our reward for all of this effort. Something that will allow us to take full advantage of our dark wraithing, if that's what you guys are shooting for here. The Lord Vessel, which will allow us to warp wherever we want. So we can go to, Sans Fortress and fight level 40 people. We could warp to Anor Londo, fight 50. We can warp to, the forest and fight like 25. Go back to the Burg. We have a lot of options. It helps to have that level of transportation. And so that's kind of why we're doing this before moving on. But anyways, guys, next time, just in time for Christmas, we're going to take on the 4 Kings and finally become a Dark Wraith. See you guys Friday.